Hi there, I'm Jen from Energy Revived, where we teach gentle, inclusive yoga and hope to see you soon. Sorry, I must seem disoriented because something weird just happened to my screen. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't affect the video and I don't have to re-record this. Right, this is a continuation of the benefits of invisible exercise. Even though I said in my last video there that it doesn't really matter what small motions you do, they're all beneficial. I still thought that some of you might like a little more direction and demonstration than that. So I wanted to go through some of the easy exercises that you can do throughout the day. Hopefully you make a habit of doing them every day. Without the need of an instructor or yoga mat or special clothing or props. So just, and I'm going to do this as a series of videos so they're short and palatable for you. So I'm going to start with some of the easy chair ones. This one specifically is the neck and shoulder series. So I think I'm going to turn sideways for this, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing even though it's supposed to be invisible. So one of the best exercises you can do for your neck is to relieve the tension in this part. You can't see my hand. In this part right here, right underneath that bump in the back of your head called the occiput or occipital process, I believe. There's a bunch of teeny tiny muscles that sit under that bump and are kind of splayed out like this. And they're just tiny, like they only go from the base of the skull to that first or second vertebra. And there's 6 or 8 of them, and they are largely responsible for most of the headaches. If you get a headache that you're feeling through here, chances are it's because those muscles are tight. Even if you have like a sinus headache and you know that your nose is a little stuffy or whatever, or you're like watching too much TV in the dark, staring at your computer screen too long, still those muscles are probably tight and it's probably aggravating the problem. So one of the best things that you can do throughout the day to prevent that from happening is this really simple exercise called a chin or a capitat nod. And it just simply goes like this. So when I describe this and I say tuck your chin to your throat, usually what I see is people going like this. Now I'm not saying this is a terrible thing for you to do, but this is not the same exercise. This pulls more into your upper back. Going like this is different. So you see how my head's not dropping forward at all. I'm just lengthening the back of my neck. That's another way to think of it, is there's that kind of natural curve to the neck. You want to flatten that out. You almost maybe feel like you're kind of pressing your head back a little bit as you tuck your chin into your throat. And as you can see, that part's lengthening, so you're stretching out those muscles. So chin nods or capitat nods, that's a good exercise to do. And it's almost invisible. You maybe don't want to do it if you're talking to an office member, you know, like that. And you're going, really? Do you think we're going to make it that, make our goals this quarter? Are you sure about that? You know, they might look at you a little bit weird, like you're insulting them or something. But if you're just typing on your computer or you know, doing something where you're not interacting directly with someone, it's a pretty good exercise. It's not going to draw a lot of attention. Okay, moving on from there, chin circles or nose circles. So really similar to the capitat nod, and hopefully this is a good angle, but it's a circle this time. So thinking of having a drawing utensil right there or right there, and you're just going to make a circle. So again, you're not making like a big head circle like this. That's actually potentially injurious. It's just like your neck is in place and you're just circling with your head. It's like grow the double chin, fix it. Grow the double chin, fix it. And you can do them really, really, really small actually. And again, they may not feel like you're doing a ton after just a few repetitions, but do 20 or 30 or 40 of them. Make sure you get both directions. Whenever you do something one-sided or one-directional, make sure that you switch and get the other direction in. These things add up and they will gently exhaust and loosen those muscles at the base of the skull, and that will alleviate a lot of tension through the face and the head, which is excellent at preventing headaches and other tension in your neck. Another exercise that you can do along the invisible exercise series for the neck and shoulders. You can just kind of like casually lean at your desk like this. And as you're leaning, you want still a pretty straight spine. You shouldn't do this while you're hunching, but as you're, leaning here, you can press your face into your fist and your fist into your face. You can do it this way too if you want. But you see how it doesn't really look like I'm moving, but if you really watch this area here, you can see that it's stiffened. You can see how my scarf kind of moves. So I'm tensing those muscles on the side of my neck and bracing with my hand. And it's not a stretch, it's just that it exhausts those muscles. And so again, you do that maybe 10 or 15 times, or until you start to feel that kind of lethargic sensation through the muscles, that mild fatigue. And then you could kind of stretch it out. You can just kind of tilt your head the other way, do a little stretch, and then you would repeat the same thing on the other side. And again, that is probably one of the things. You could probably do it while you're talking to someone without them really noticing. Oh, that's fascinating. No, I don't think you look fat in that. No, you look great. That's one of those ones that you can slip in there. And again, so now you've relieved the tension in the back of your neck, and now you're starting to relieve the tension in the sides of your neck. When you do those chin circles, you're also relieving some of the tension in the front of the neck as you go up through there. So that's the neck area, and I'm not saying those are the only possible exercises that can be done to relieve neck tension. I'm just going through some really easy ones that you can do pretty much anytime, anywhere. So then onto the shoulders. Again, I'm going to kind of turn sideways for you here. There, a little higher now. So shoulders, it's the same idea. It's squeezing and releasing in all the directions that the shoulders are capable of squeezing and releasing. So by habit, I always start with the back direction. So it's like push your shoulders back into your chair and release. Push your shoulders back into your chair and release. Squeezing your shoulder blades together and then relaxing. And again, you're not going to notice a huge result after 2 reps, but do 15, 20, or 30. And you wouldn't just do this once a day. You do this throughout your day. So several times. So by the end of the day, you've maybe had 100 or 200 repetitions of this in. And those muscles under the shoulder blades, which are responsible for a lot of the pain and tension that results in this area, and also the weakness of those muscles results in this kind of hunchy posture like this, they're going to feel much, much, much better, and your posture is going to be better too. So that's backwards. There's 3 more directions the shoulders go, right? They go up to the ears, so you go up and release. This is a little bit more obvious than the last exercise, but even if you just do it a little bit, it's better than nothing. It's much better than nothing. They go down, decompressing the joint away from the ear, and they go forward. And after you've done the repetitions of all these, I would roll and roll both directions. I've recently discovered, and I can't tell you exactly why, I'd have to sort of think about it, but if you roll in opposition like this instead of together, I found that it relieves tension better. It relaxes the shoulders a little bit better. I'm not sure why. Maybe you can get a little bit more range of motion doing it this way as opposed to doing it at the same time. I'm not really sure, but yeah, so swimming the shoulders or rolling the shoulders together or trying to go in opposite directions, wiggling them around. This is kind of going far beyond an invisible exercise, but still, it's easy anytime, any place exercise. And as I say, you can always minimize that movement. You can always go like just gently to the back, gently to the front, rolling a little bit. And this is still really, really super effective. I might even argue more effective because you can keep it up for a really long period and it actually becomes kind of a soothing, lulling sort of emotion rather than a tiring sort of an exercise. Opening your chest, especially if you have like a nice comfy lean back sort of an office chair like this one. And you can make this pretty subtle. It's not exactly invisible, but you can kind of just push your elbows back as you do this. I would do this after you do all the shoulder exercises, and just lengthen your spine and breathe deep into your lungs. Let the chest really expand. Keep pressing the shoulders back, or the elbows back, I should say. And that will stretch out this area, which is often very tight from driving, typing, those sorts of things. So that's, and then again, you can reverse. You can give yourself a hug, which isn't precisely invisible exercise, but it feels really good. And you can connect these two, so you can do the hug. You want to cross as much as you can. Should maybe do this demonstration here. So the hands come under the shoulders, not over like this. So you want to kind of cross as much as you can, so you can almost grip the shoulder blades, and then you can add that head nod, chin nod in there, and just hold. And again, breathe, but this time breathe into your back. And you only have to do 2 or 3 breaths whether you're doing that stretch or that stretch. So it'll just look like a quick and subtle stretch to anybody in the office who might be watching. It won't look like some sort of ridiculous acrobatic display or overt yoga thing that you're doing. Just look like your average run-of-the-mill stretches. So that covers the very, very basics of the head and neck series of invisible, anytime, anyplace exercise. Hope to see you at a class at NG Revive sometime. Hope this helps.